Welcome back to another video. I'm John, and today we're going to look at a report that's sometimes called the Swiss Army knife of Xero reports. I'll show you how to customize a report in a few different ways so you can get the information that you want. We're looking at the Account Transactions report. I'll show you a few different ways to customize a report, but to be honest, there are loads of possibilities. It really depends on what you want. Let's take a look. For this example, I've created these 5 custom reports. Here's a quarterly sales report showing me details of all sales for this quarter. This report shows my quarterly sales, but I've grouped them by different locations the business operates in: East, North, South and West. Here's the same report, but this time I've added some different information and grouped it by contact. This report shows all my expenses last year over $500. It helps me spot any large amounts I might have coded to the wrong account. And here's a detailed list of all bank transactions last month, showing which account they were coded to. Let's look at how I created these reports, so you can see how easy it is to create and customize reports to get the specific information that you want. Let's start with the default Account Transactions report. Select the accounts you want to see. You can select as many as you like. I'll start with a sales report, so I'll just tick Sales. Choose the date range. You can choose any date range you like. Here, I want this quarter. And choose which columns you want to show. There are 9 columns selected by default, but for this first example, I don't want to see separate debit and credit columns, so I'll untick those. But I do want to see columns for net, tax and gross amounts. Gross and tax are already selected, so I'll just tick net. It might be useful to see an invoice number, so I'll tick that. And I don't need to see a running balance, so I'll untick that. Click Update to preview the report. This is looking pretty good. My preference though is to show the net amount first, then tax, then the gross amount. So I'll reorder the columns. Simply drag and drop the columns where you want them. Then click Apply. I'll give this report a clearer title and save it as a custom report. This means I'll be able to reuse the report anytime, and I won't need to customize it again. And click Save. So that's my first report done. I'd now like to show my quarterly sales grouped by tracking categories. If your business has different departments or cost centers, tracking categories can give you some nice options when it comes to your reports. Here in the demo company, we've got 4 locations: North, South, East and West. So I'll click this Grouping and Summarizing drop down at the top. We can group or summarize by any of these options. I'll group by region and click Update. And very quickly, we have a useful report showing a breakdown of quarterly sales. Once again, I'll rename the report and save it as a custom report. And I'll quickly create one final sales report. This time I'll group it by contact. Here I'll show some different columns. For this example, there's a few columns I don't need to see, but I'll add the tax rates for each transaction so I can check they're correct. Again, I'll give the report a different name and save it as a custom report. So that's 3 custom sales reports created. Let's now create a report showing last year's expenses over $500. I'll select all the accounts I want to see. Choose the date range. Here it's last financial year. Choose the columns. I don't want this report grouped in any way, so I'll change this back to None. and update. Currently, this report is showing all my expenses, but I only want to see any that are over $500. So let's add a filter. You can add as many filters as you like. Here I just want one for the net amount. I want to show transactions over $500, so I'll type 500 into the first box and leave the other box as it is. Then click Apply and Update. I'll give the report a different name. And I'll copy that title. Let's save it as a custom report. And I'll just paste the title rather than typing it out again. And the final report I'll create is a detailed bank transactions report. I just want to see transactions for the business bank account. For last month. And let's add a few more details. Here I want to see the related account. This shows me which account I allocated each transaction to. This is looking good, but remember I've still got that filter applied. Click the X to remove it, and then Update. And for the final time in this video, I'll rename the report. And save it as a custom report. Let's see our custom reports. Here are the 5 we've created just now. I can use them again anytime, but if there's any that I'll use frequently, it's really handy to favorite them so they appear in the accounting menu, making it easy to access from any screen. Do you know how to customize other types of reports? Check out this video to see 2 ways you can easily customize the profit and loss. I hope you found this useful. Thanks for watching.